May Kalan bless you. Now tell me, are you a son of Tavar? Did you swear allegiance to the Duke and his outlaws?
What do you want to know?
Why would you hide the answer? So, are you an outlaw?
I'm a cleric like you.
Then Kalan bring you peace. You're free to rest and relax here.
What is your job here?
Weren't you sent here from the Horde?
No.
No? Well, Kalan works in mysterious ways. He brought you here, brother. We need a lot of raw materials to feed our smelting furnaces in Ignadan. Material that is essential for our fighting machines. And we can get those resources right here.
Why here of all places? It's a long way from Ignadan.
Here, we achieve two things at once. We acquire the resources we need, and we also deny them to the enemy. The Duke relies on profits to keep power. We cut off his profits, and there's a chance his men will overthrow him.
You're not worried about the Duke finding out where you are?
We've been careful, but I suppose I could use your help to learn if the Duke and his men know of our presence.
Why should I help you?
Because I expect it of you. Kalan expects it. We clerics took a solemn oath to work together. All you'll need to do is talk to a few people. The outlaws don't keep secrets. Kalan will see that you are well rewarded.
You should be more worried about the outlaws attacking you.
We have persuaded those who found us to keep our presence a secret. These weak-minded outlaws cannot stand against Kalan's will. They'll take any order I suggest to them. You have to keep your orders simple, but if you do, even an outlaw can understand what they must do.
How long will they obey you for?
As long as I want it. In their eyes, I am their new god.
Wait, you used suggestion on the outlaws? Did they resist it?
My rate of success was high, but suggestion isn't without problems.
What problems?
One outlaw resisted. He wasn't as dumb as he looked. I thought I got through to him, but I was wrong. He ran when he got the chance.
And you let him get away?
That wasn't the plan. He escaped in the night, so it was too dangerous to go after him. Out in that darkness, we could have blundered into 100 outlaws trying to get that one back. I sent a patrol out to bring him back as soon as it was light. If he'd told the other outlaws, they would be here already. And despite his resistance, our ex-prisoner is a coward. He's hiding out there somewhere. I want him, and I want my property back.
Your property?
Yes. When he got away, he stole my weapon. Just make sure I get my weapon back, and I guarantee him his life.
I can help you get your weapon back.
Thank you. It is a scar on my honor to leave it in the hands of an outlaw. Bring it back to me.
You think someone in the fort is interested in these ruins?
The only person who might be calls himself the Scrap Baron. He trades salvaged scrap. The outlaws call him Mad Bob. I want you to go and find out if he knows anything. If he does, we will have to consider our next move. Take these shards as a down payment for your services.
Not all buildings are without grace. This place has a real peace to it.
Oh, we got a nice catch here. Nice, nice. Fresh meat and it got a fair amount on you. Boy, you're gonna cook up nicely.
Cook?
Oh yes, we'll do you justice. A few sprigs of scragweed and some cogroot, and you'll be just right for us. I'll get...
Just give me a minute to calm down, will you? Calming. Calming. Shit. A moment longer and those cannibals would have had me over the fire. There's enough creatures out here trying to eat me without people trying it as well. Shit. That's not something I want to go through again. Hell. You've not got anything to drink, have you? Something to help a man get his head screwed back on?
Here. This should help.
That's good. There's something about a near-death experience that makes everything taste golden. You saved me. I mean, you saved my life. And I've learned a lot about Magalan's history. But cannibals? I haven't heard of anything like that since the dark days after the comet hit. Most of what we live on in Tavar is from the past. So history is profitable. Interesting, too. You should learn it.
What are you doing out here?
The light beacon. I've always been fascinated by them. They used to be a cry for help, or a way to give help, direction, guidance. I've seen leaders come and go in the fort, and there's only one constant. You have to rely on yourself. So, I look for ruins, visit the beacons, and I find things to earn shards, so I don't need anyone else.
You came out here on your own?
That wasn't the plan, no. I know these lands better than to come alone. I was traveling with a pair of scrap collectors. They needed a lead. I needed some help. On our way there, we got ambushed by a group of clerics. I didn't want a chance to fight with them. They were much better armed. So I got out of there.
What happened to the scrap collectors?
They didn't make the same choice. That's the problem with some people of their age. They think every fight is winnable. They think running away is the wrong thing to do. Yet, here I am at my age. I just wish I'd had their legs for running. The clerics caught up with me and took me prisoner. I'm here, aren't I? I waited until it was dark and I got out. I guess they thought I was too old to guard. And I got away with their leader's weapon. I think that must have made them angry. Now those clerics are out hunting for me. You can hear their horns. That's why I thought I'd head for the beacon. Get some scrap and get myself back to Tavar. Shards would mean safety. But you know what happened next? Damn Reavers. Life sure is cheap out here.
Give me the cleric's weapon.
Why should I give it to you?
I want to give it to Volkmar.
And? Do you think that's a good idea?
He is only interested in the weapon, not you.
Well, okay. Then you should have it. But give me a little Elexit for the trade, at least. Then I have something up my sleeve if I ever get into any difficulties again.
We help each other out, right?
Well, you had a beer from me. So yeah, all right. You can have it.
How long are you going to stay here?
I think I will get comfortable here. Maybe I'll even get this light tower working. A man needs something to do in life.
Is there something you need?
No, I'm okay. Don't waste your time on my old bones. The only thing I'm interested in is stories. And I don't think you are the storytelling type.
What do you know about the Alps?
Hardly anyone knows anything about them. I mean, other than about their attacks.
Maybe I could tell you a story about them?
Now I am curious. Do you know why they use Elex?
It makes them stronger, of course. Greater strength, lower levels of fatigue, reduced pain. It turns men into fighting machines, and not just physically. Elex keeps them clear thinking. It removes the emotions that could get in the way of orders.
So it means no one can argue with orders.
It reduces the chances. That's one of the reasons Alps are so successful. They operate together without question.
Not all of them. Some operate alone.
Then you've heard of the Elexiters. They rule in Zakor. They still consume Elex, but they are given a command role.
You mean like Wardek and Kallax? Or Jax? Have you heard of them?
Yes, they are names to be feared. Though I had heard that Jax had disappeared.
So the rumors say. What else do you know about the Alps?
That they have as good as or better knowledge of technology than the clerics. That's because you and them have something in common.
Me? What have I got in common with Alps?
An interest in history. The Elexiters, well, I don't know for sure, but they have found some fragments of old world information. They're using that knowledge.
They're interested in the old world?
No, not at all. They just want the technology. Interest is emotional. The past is something that's gone. They want the future.
Interesting. Not many people seem to think about what the Alps want.
That's all I know.
That was very informative. Thank you.
Tell me about Magellan's past.
Gladly. What would you like to know?
Tell me about Tavar.
Well, it might not seem like there's a lot of history here, but this place hasn't always been desert. When the comet hit, it turned this place into the wasteland you see. But not everything was destroyed. Some building complexes, like the fort, survived. Others were buried. When the sand shifts, other buildings appear. And then all the things that were left in them are there for the taking. Not that everything that's buried is good. Logan, the Duke as he's known today, they're sitting on a powder keg. Back before the comet hit, they stored weapons there. Serious, end-of-the-world weapons. And they're still there, somewhere, along with a whole stack of the usual kind.
What kind of weapons?
I know the history, not the science. I'm no cleric. But these things were supposed to destroy cities. They were supposed to destroy countries.
How could they do that?
I don't know. Big explosions. Big explosions. And the fort is sitting on top of them. That's why I want shards. I want to be a long way from here if those things ever go off.
Tell me about the factions.
Well, they're recent history. I mean, they only came about after the comet hit. Before that, there were countries and governments. Millions of people organized into groups. Nothing like now. But the comet destroyed all that. There aren't really records from after the comet hit. No one was writing things down. They were just trying to survive. No leaders. All the things they relied on to survive had gone. But it didn't take long for people to form groups to get resources. And it didn't take long for those people to start fighting. All factions think they've got ways to save us. They're all just ways people are trying to survive.
So, there are a lot of gaps in your knowledge of history?
Well, some. There were more records kept during the territory wars. That was once the factions had formed and started fighting each other. I guess as soon as you're a group, you want to start keeping a history of who you are. History becomes more important. Anyway, instead of fighting over 1 or 2 tins, the factions started fighting over land. Elex. Resources. Any small factions that were left got absorbed or destroyed. I mean, these people were survivors, so you'd think that's what they'd want. To survive. Instead, there were yet more deaths. There aren't numbers, but I'd guess at least half of those still alive were killed. That's just a guess. Finally, the people in charge realized the cost was too high, so they formed a council, the Great Council of Magellan, and made a non-aggression treaty.
A non-aggression treaty? That doesn't seem to have worked.
Well, peace is always fragile. The Berserkers and Clerics have totally different ideas about Elex and technology, for a start. But, after all the deaths, the factions knew they risked their own destruction if they fought anymore. So, the peace lasted, more or less. There are always some hotheads, some isolated clashes over resources. But the leaders brought their people back into line. All the factions rebuilt their lands, worked on their own rules.
So, what went wrong?
The Alps. They were just a small splinter group. They went up into Zakor, into the ice, and no groups were interested in that land. They built their strength, and then they invaded. The factions were taken completely by surprise. The Alps captured people, land, built their converters before the factions could respond. What happened to the prisoners, the dead? History doesn't speak of that.
I've heard enough.
At least you did listen. That's not always the case today.
What do you know about the Berserkers?
They were a group living up in the woods, trying to grow their own food, and they evolved from there. Everyone else was fighting for what was left, but they decided to make something new. It was some guy called Amric that started them. The new guy they have there, Thorold, the Pilgrim, sees himself as some sort of spiritual successor to Amric. He has changed things there. They're pushing out into the world more than they did. The Berserkers used to stay in Edan mostly. They'd fight to protect their borders, make assaults outside them, then pull back. Now they're holding ground. It seems the Pilgrim wants to purify all of Edan. They're gonna use their world hearts to change the world. They want to use their magic to turn the clock back and make Magellan what it was. Well, they'll change it. But whether Magellan was ever like they say, that's just a fantasy.
How much do you know about the clerics?
Secretive lot. They probably know more about history than the others, but they keep it to themselves. But this god they believe in, Kalan, I haven't seen anything anywhere about this god in records from before the comet hit. Why they've created a god and worship technology? Well, I can't understand it. Everything else they do is about knowledge and fact and observation. So why invent a lot of hocus pocus to go with it?
Why did the clerics have so few men?
The wars. They put their faith in their fighting machines. But either their prayers weren't answered or they had a technological hitch. They went into battle with the Berserkers and their machines shut down. They were defeated. Heavy losses. Those left retreated into Ignadon. Anyone that didn't make it back was cut down by one faction or another. The clerics' numbers never recovered. I guess they must have fixed whatever the problem was with their fighting machines. It's never happened again. Life goes by too fast to just stand around. Get out there and seize it.
I got your weapon back.
Then I am grateful, and Kalan will hear your words. You helped a brother and a comrade. I never doubted your integrity. This is for you.
Ah, good. I've just finished my preparations. The Elex is ready.
How do you take it?
Take it? We eat it. We will dine together and share our meal with a few friends.
All right, let's eat.
Good. Then follow me. Here, the meal is ready.
The meal?
As you can see, the others, our special guests, are already there. I am very glad that you want to be here for this celebration of Alb's strength.
You want to eat that?
Most people don't understand this at first, but this really does have not just flavor, but strength. The Elex, concentrated by their minds, will help us feel what it is to be a true Alb. It feeds our strength. Here, I prepared this soup from the heads you brought me. Their brains may have been pitiful in life, but they concentrated the Elex they were given. Now, that Elex becomes ours.
You're a cannibal?
Can you honestly say you aren't? Many soldiers have turned to eating the flesh of the fallen if they are cut off in battle. My unit became stranded in the mountains, surrounded by clerics. My comrades fell one by one. I was starving. The Elex was leaching from my body, just as it has from yours. I was given a chance to survive, and that moment changed my life. Those bodies would have been cast into the converter to recover the Elex from them. So why not eat them there and then? Nutrition, Elex, they kept me alive. They kept me an Alb.
That's the real reason you were thrown out of Zakor, isn't it?
Short-sighted stupidity. So what if I ate the bodies of fallen soldiers? So what if it was more than once? All I did was remove the need for a converter. So where's the issue with that? They call themselves Albs, yet they act with blind emotion.
So that's why you wanted me to bring you those heads.
I told you our plans were aligned. You got your information, didn't you?
And you got this by eating their brains?
Of course not. You can't read dead minds. I'd been to all those places myself.
So you lied to me.
What are you, a vegetarian? If you kill an animal, would you leave it to rot rather than eat it? I don't kill Albs to eat them. I'm not crazy. But if they're dead, they can make me stronger. They can make us stronger.
You seriously want me to eat that?
If you want to turn down good food, that's up to you. Or are you judging me like they did in Zakor? Are you going to try to force me from this camp?
That depends. Are you going to try and eat me?
Commander Jax, favored servant of the hybrid. You must have a lot of Elex in that brain of yours. But I only eat what I kill. Are you going to make me kill you?
How about you stop eating people
and work with me. If you really are only eating for nutrition and Elex, then what if I could show you an animal with concentrated Elex in it?
What animal? There's only one animal I can think of, but I don't know how I could find it.
Tell me where it is, and I will help you.
You would? Yes, well, maybe together we could bring it down.
So tell me about this creature. Where can we search for it?
I've heard of a Cyclops in the southwest of Tavar. It's rumored to have its own following of mutants that hunt out Elex for it. The heart of that creature, it would make for a meal beyond imagining.
Then I'll bring you the Cyclops' heart. But one thing before I do. Forget any idea of eating me. I'm not going to help you if I have to worry about being turned into a meal. Alive or dead, you don't eat me. Get it?
Very well. But trust goes two ways. How do I know that I can trust you?
If I wanted you dead, you already would be.
Perhaps.
We've got this far without killing each other, so let's try keeping it that way. Here's the Cyclops' heart.
There. The ultimate ingredient.
Great. Happy dining. How do you think we're doing working together?
Your actions have proven to be valid. Our partnership should continue.
Just forget it.
We've heard a horde of mutants is approaching the border to Zakor.
How many?
I don't know, but there's at least 2 Cyclopses with them.
Someone in Zakor wants to secure the West.
Mutants aren't an organized force. They're just a pack of dogs to unleash. It might just be them disrupting the forces there, rather than invading.
We need to go there.
Yeah, well, if you insist on knowing what the Albs are planning, but this had better mean combat, not just a look-see. Well, it seems as if the rumors are true. 2 Cyclopses. Let's take them down.
Wait a second. First, we should...
No waiting! We're not out here to wait, we came to fight. That fucking brute is looking for trouble! Now that one hurt. Mutants, Cyclopses, they'll do for a start. But you promised Albilexiters.
We'll get to them soon enough.
Not soon enough for me. Let's kill these fuckers and go home.
What are you doing rushing into combat like that? Are you trying to get us killed?
I'm trying to get the job done. If you can't keep up, fuck off. I thought you were a fighter. I spend enough time just standing around in the fort. I took that place. I did. So show me another damn challenge and stop wasting my time. I'm not running around with you to take down a few creatures. Let's do something that makes a real fucking difference.
You can get a challenge, but don't get us killed.
You don't risk, you don't live. You don't live, you stagnate. You stagnate, you might as well be dead. Turn it up, live it fast, make it fucking count. Now are we done here or what?
Everything okay with us?
Butterflies and honey. Stop being so soppy and let's get the job done, you asswipe.
Follow me.
Yeah. Okay, now it'll get interesting.
The Ob force in northern Abessa has been defeated.
Good. That was vital. We could not afford a shift of power in Abessa. Good. But I get the feeling you have more to tell me.
The Duke of Tavar's bomb was really a fighting machine. He developed it with a cleric prisoner with the aim of attacking the Horde in Igniton.
Developed? Does that mean the danger is now gone?
Yes.
Good. Then we have one less threat to worry about. Good. Was there anything else to report?
I have taken command of Origin.
Then you can see the value of my advice. That place makes an excellent base for you, doesn't it? The Free People are strong when they are well led. And now you have won that group over, perhaps others will follow. Good. Do you have anything else to tell me?
The Elexeter Repox is dead.
Then perhaps your secret can be kept a little longer. You have made progress, but there are still things to be done. I will be here waiting for you once you have completed the tasks.
Did I invite you?
I followed the coordinates from Arvid's teachings.
And? What did you find out?
Here, take a look at this.
Yes? That looks like another part of our puzzle. But we're going to need more clues to figure this out. Did you discover anything else?
Yes, a map.
A map? Well, then find the place that is marked on it. I would come with you, but my duties won't let me. We're on to something here. I can feel it. You're going to find the answer to questions people have been asking for centuries.
What else can you tell me about Arvid's teachings?
Nothing at the moment. I need more information before I can figure this puzzle out. Let me know when you find it.
Teach me something.
Yeah?
Home again, home again. Alcohol and profit await. The scrap baron. He needs a metal throne to support his fat, useless ass.
Do I know you? You see, I'm thinking, no, I don't know you. So, I'm asking myself where you saw the fucking sign that says, hey, talk to this guy.
No offense. I'm just looking around.
Looking around? What do I look like? A fucking tourist attraction? You think I'm going to give you the tour?
Sure, that'd be great.
Play it calm, don't you? The fuck do you want here?
You think you can join one of those shitbag groups and then turn up here looking for profit? Or have you seen through the bullshit they're trying to sell you? And you think you can get some freedom and profit here instead?
Who are you exactly?
I'm the Scrap Baron. Remember that if you want to make profit, because I'm in charge of the scrap collectors here. Which means you don't make profits if you piss me off.
The Scrap Baron? Well, that explains why you're living in this dump.
This entire planet's a dump. Scrap is profit. Life is cheap. People are cheap. Scrap is worth more than life. Bring me scrap, or you're worthless to me. And take some advice. You're free here. No gods to pray to, no trees to serve, no hybrid to give you orders. You're as free as long as you have shards in your pocket, and as long as you don't piss me off, or steal from me, or keep asking me dumbass questions. So enjoy your freedom. People died to get it for you.
What do you do with all this scrap?
We make profit, and we keep those shitbag factions out of our business. Scrap is what makes it all happen. Scrap is what we've got in Tavar. Scrap is who we are, and I am the Scrap Baron.
Where do you get this scrap?
From the ruins of the old world out in the desert. It's out there, waiting to be found. Treasure amongst the sands. You just need the people to get it.
And people? Well?
They are the easiest and cheapest things to come by.
And then you take the profits.
Trickle-down economy, isn't it? I get the shards, when they get the scrap. And if they don't get the scrap, their blood trickles down into the desert. It's the shards I get for their scrap that keeps them alive. Whatever anyone says, my scrap is the savior of this shithouse. You can work for me. I've got the shards. You just have to do me a few favors to get them.
About these favors you want. Where do you want me to start?
Well, first I want some answers. I sent some scrap collectors out to scavenge a set of ruins on an island to the south. Everything I heard about those ruins screamed profit. And yet so far, no scrap deliveries. So, I want you to go and find out what's happening and make damn sure my scrap arrives soon.
Follow me.
Yes. The sea.
Yes.
What a waste of the planet's surface it is.
I've been to the fort.
And what can you tell me?
The scrap baron has noticed that his deliveries have stopped.
Damn, I feared stopping them completely was pushing our luck. Kalan is right. Greed will be our undoing.
So, what's your plan?
I will have to rethink our strategy. An open fight could mean losses in men and material. So, I think finding a way to throw off his suspicions would be our best course.
What can I do?
I will make sure the outlaws get their deliveries from time to time. Just enough so that suspicion is decreased. You need to sell that lie. Make it sound like everything is getting back to normal. Can I count on your assistance?
You can count on me.
Good, but be careful. If you're caught, the outlaws don't tend to be subtle when they're angry.
I can tell you are no longer a true owl. These people are wallowing in chaos. We should free them from their false path. Or just kill them.
About these favors you want. Your scrap will be delivered soon.
You better be right.
It's coming.
Right. You got it done. Anything else to tell me?
Nothing else.
Right. Good. Here. This is your share for helping me out.